Jungkook let go of her and stepped back, startled at the word that flew out of his mouth so easily. Sophia rubbed his waist and lowered his eyes at him. I, the soft pad of his feet outside the door made him become stiff, and he looked at Sophia in warning, who seems to be still examining her wrist. Don't say anything, he threatened, and the next moment a knock on the door would come. He placed the gun on the floor and kicked it under the bed, afterwards straightened himself. Taehyung had popped inside the room, and his eyes moved back and forth between of them. Sophia lifted her head and stared at him, and a blush rose up Taehyung's cheeks, and he smiled politely. Jungkook's embarrassment was visible, and he thought what they must be thinking about them, with that blush on his cheeks. I'm sorry, I thought Jungkook was here. He looked at him, and Jungkook shook his head and gave him a small smile. No, he must be in the study with Dad. If he is not here, he told him, and they noted looking at Sophia, his lips dug into a form at her silence. Thank you. I must go now, and I am sorry for interrupting like this. They mumbled, and Jungkook felt like he needed to explain, so he started. Sophia was here to give me the file that her dad sent. She's leaving, he said, and he looked at Tae. He was frightened, a smile, but merely nodded. All right, good night, you both. They smiled and then shuttered out of his room. Damn, he mumbled and gripped his hair. He looked at Sophia, and she was already staring at him. She saved her feet and slipped her hand inside her pocket. I must go. Bye. She turned away and walked toward the door. Jungkook felt a strange heaviness in his chest and called out before he stopped himself. The heaviness must be due to guilt that he felt. Wait. Don't worry. I won't tell anyone. She shook her head and she looked at him. No, it's not that. I want to apologize, he firmly said, and embarrassed at what he said. Sophia looked unmoved, like she was just didn't care. You didn't mean that, Jungkook. She shook her head. His name on his lips made the heaviness to increase tenfold. She called his name as she just sped up. It's okay. She nodded and then reached toward the door. Once again. When did you leave tomorrow? Her room didn't please him, and that annoyed him to the end. Sophia turned over her shoulder and looked at him with something in her eyes that he couldn't recognize. Her eyes were glittering, and he didn't see anything but disbelief in those. Good night. She didn't even give him a chance to say something anymore. She yanked the door and stood outside before closing it quietly. Jungkook cursed his breath and walked toward the window. What had possessed him? Why did he feel this way? Was it because he had scared her? Yes, it must be that. His sadness was only because he had scared her, and she had been terrified for him. It must be because he was not a monster, and she thought of him as one. The small split between two curtains gave him the full view of the main gate. A slim figure walked toward the car, and she stopped to unlock it. Sophia turned over her shoulder and looked at the window of the room for the last time. Jungkook stepped back knowing that she couldn't see him, but he wanted no risk. Sophia kept gazing at the window and then slowly shook her head. She slipped inside the car and drove out of the mansion. Then when he realized he had hurt Sophia, the girl who didn't know what hurt was, next morning, Jungkook sat on the fluffy couch in front of the bed, exposed in her phone, as he finalized the deal, closing the file of final report and examined paper that in front of him, and his wife were still asleep. He had decided that even talk to Tae about moving back to his own mansion, but he insisted that he liked it here, where there were people to talk to him. They said if parents won't mind, he would like to stay here as long as they could. Jungkook didn't have any problem to stay over at his parents for vacation, but he had to go back after New Year because everything was there. Whatever he needed was there in the house, and it would be difficult to accomplish that. He had to told him that. He closed his laptop, went him on, and then blinked his eyes open Jungkook flinched his gaze to him and then back to the paper in front of him. Good morning, he greeted, while scribble upon the paper. He rubbed his eyes, pushed his white hair away from his face. He gazed outside the window and groaned. Morning. It's still snowing. They went and covered his face with a warm blanket once again. I hate it. Why won't it stop? They wailed and turned over on the mattress, still within the blankets. Jungkook chuckled but didn't see anything. After a while of mourning and groaning, he finally removed the blanket and sat up on the bed. As soon as he did, a foam covered his features. Oh, for God's sake, Jungkook, they groaned, eyeing that stupid papers in front of him. What? He said, and smiling down at the paper he was currently reading. Tell me, you sleep at least? They yawned. Of course I did. I just woke up. Must you work all the time? You will have white hair very soon. They started, and Jungkook lifted his face and shook his head. In the end of the year, I have received every report in just the way it should be there, he informed him. But still, you work more than your employees. Do at least enjoy your vacation. They got out of the bed and walked toward the bathroom, not waiting for his answer, because they knew he didn't have one. After washing his face, brushing his teeth, they walked back inside the room and opened the closet, looking at the clothes as he examined them. They picked out a white sweater and leather jeans before walking back to the bathroom. They changed, brushed his hair, back softly, tried to avoid the wood, and walked back toward Jungkook, who looked at as if no care in the world. He was so engrossed in the pile of papers. Do you need a hand? They offered as he sat beside him. There was business in university, so obviously he knew what he was working on. Maybe he could help him. Jungkook, on the other hand, gathering all the papers into a neat bundle and placed them inside a file. No, I'll do it. He gave their smile and closed all the files. Does he think I am stupid? Come on, I can help you. I'm a very bright student. They pressed and Jungkook looked at him and then gave him an apologetic smile. That you are, but I'm sorry. I can't let you try on my company. He chuckled. I know how to short things there. Are you saying I'm not capable for your internship? They narrowed his eyes at him. Jungkook shook his head and leaned back. You're twisting my word, but these are reports of my friend that need to be accurate, he told him softly. Why, aren't you doing that? They foamed. They did. I'm just overchecking them. As a director, I have to recheck the reports. Oh, if you are, then I can surely help you. They peeked over the paper. I just want to help you, Cookie, he said, and Jungkook stared at him for a few minutes and then barked out a laugh. Oh my, Cookie? Seriously, they? His eyes as he laughed at him. They blushed and smacked his shoulder. That was so and hilarious, he chuckled. I'm just teasing. They fluttered and he slashed down. It's cute, isn't it? He said. It's cringe, he whimpered. It's like I'm not Jungkook. I feel like a Disney princess, he said, and they laughed at that. Funny, I thought I should give you a nickname. Everyone has that. They shrugged. That everyone includes teenager they. But I am barely past between a teenager. You're the one who is an old man. They grinned at him. He glared playfully as well, as on their face